Alright, so who needs a refresher on what happened? Maybe where we ended it last time?
Yeah, I think I mainly just kind of more trying to figure out where we are in relation to the tree, what we can see, what's accessible, what's kind of in front of us, I guess, is my big question.
Yeah. Michael gave a summary before. Milo, I don't know if you need to hear as well.
It wasn't super helpful.
I'll take a summary.
It was just that obviously we had the big fight in the rat cave and we all ran away, but obviously Orixion ran away a lot earlier. Not ran away, he chose to depart early, didn't he? And after our fight, we all left and managed to catch up with Orixion as he chased the Virulent Procession, who had descended upon Spireroot. And I think technically we'd taken quite a long time to get there, so they had a bit of a head start on us. So, yeah, we're a bit on the back foot.
Where exactly did we end as well? We're on our way to Spireroot, or have we made it to
I
Spireroot?
think we arrived at the base of Spire, that's why I was more confused about.
You're muted, Olly.
But you looked like you were very animated when you were saying that. You must have muted.
It's Olly's headphones. Strikes again.
You're muted.
Oh my god.
He was fine just up until when he took them off.
He is.
Never take them off.
Never take him off. Wear him to bed.
Weld them.
I mean, you look like you're wearing them in bed, Mikey.
Hello.
Yeah, I know, I'm very comfy right now.
Can you hear me?
I
now?
often get the sofa. So I'm a happy boy.
Oh yeah, okay. No, I remember it. Actually, I did have a short-term goal.
Hello.
I think the starting the stream messed it up for a second.
It's okay, we can hear you.
You left the sewers. You saw Spireroot. You did some cool manoeuvring to get past all the crowd.
Oh yeah,
which
so
would have taken
teleported atop the buildings.
Yeah, which would have taken you longer, but you managed to just do it in 10 minutes, which meant you had to roll again on the table just the once. Yeah. Getting a pet is definitely an endeavour, so that'd be cool. In fact, Daryl, if you turn up and there's 2 players missing, we can do a whole session just you getting your pet.
I'll take it.
As a side quest. Yeah, so we did the second stage of the Skaven. And the routes which sort of pulled you up into Spireroot have been destroyed by the Skaven at the top, who just spread defilement all over them. So to get up to Spireroot, you're going to have to go up one of the towers that it's sort of connected to, which you're at the base at now. And sort of in the movie camera, we can see them sort of pushing into the main clearing that you were in Spireroot, where you were talking to the spite branches. No, what are they called? Witch
branches?
Branch witches.
Branch witches.
That's the one.
That's the one. Yeah, so there's no time to waste. You have to ascend one of these towers.
Just for visual sake and to see for decision making sake, how big exactly are these towers? Because I know that Spireroot is way ahead in the distance and like floating or whatever. But to climb these towers, how easy / hard would it be, or how reasonable would it be?
So they are about 20 stories up, is where Spireroot is attached.
Relatively high then.
And you can.
And are they something that you can enter and like ascend, or do you have to climb them?
Is it like a faraway tree, or is it more like Deku tree? Oh wait, no, they're the same thing.
These are like apartment blocks that people used to live in before Spireroot appeared.
I googled Spireroot, and all it's given me is like 1,000 things about Brussels sprouts for some reason. I don't know. It doesn't like
just imagine
Spireroot.
that. Covered in
not
rats.
a thing. Just a lot of Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, so they're pretty sort of wide apartment buildings with like a staircase going up the middle. You don't have to climb up the outside.
Oh.
I mean, you're free to do that if you want to, Molasses.
I like climbing up things.
But if I can, just enter and ascend like a normal person, then that's what I'll do.
Breach and clear, breach and clear.
Yeah.
So, but is it some kind of like Dread-esque scenario now we're entering into? We're going to like kind of enclosed space to make our way up a staircase of baddies.
Since when are you afraid of dark places?
I mean, you don't.
I'm not afraid of it. No, well, Dread's a film. I'm not saying I'm got Dread. I'm saying Judge Dredd.
You don't know.
No, I haven't seen Dread.
Oh, it's
Very
so
good.
Good.
I watched it after we did that session in Wang where we basically went through that building and like power fisted
Yes.
and yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
yes, this is what Milo definitely had in mind.
My work here is done.
Yeah, you don't know if the towers have many Skaven in them, but that would probably most likely be the way that they got up there. So
I'm just trying to figure out our target. Are we trying to save someone in there, or just trying to clear them out? Or are we just trying to find out what they're up to? Or
I think you're just trying to stop them, fight them all off. They're already in Spireroot, so you need to kind of get up there and stop
get
them
in and
from killing all
clear
the
them out, chuck them out through
Sylvaneth.
windows and. Great.
Question: do we know if there are more incoming, or is that is the first wave that is it the only invaders that Spireroot is going to have, or do we expect more Skaven to be coming?
All you got from Uzik Smolderhide was that what are they called? What's their whole posse called? The procession.
Oh, the Virulent Procession.
Yes. The Virulent Procession is in its entirety, apart from the ones that were left with Uzik, are invading Spireroot.
Okay, so no one's left to follow. Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
No, well, one advantage of us being a bit late to the party is that we could, there shouldn't be else coming.
No, that's good, because if we had people who would possibly follow us, I would try to destroy any steps or stairs or whatever that we have after we climb,
Sure.
so that they can't follow. Although they are Skaven, they can climb easily, I guess.
We'd also have to get back down the stairs as well. But anyway, that's all good. So yeah, we're okay, cool. So it's a bit of a die-hard Dread-esque scenario. We've got to make our way through the tower block and clear out the enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
Nice.
I don't know if you guys would rather lead the charge, but I think given the situation, it would make sense for Carrich to be pushing forward, and then you guys maybe want to follow.
Lead on,
More-
Stoneguard.
More than happy.
And then I'll do exactly that.
All right. Then I shall read you this text box. It looks like the only way you can reach Spireroot is through one of the abandoned towers. You pick one and make a break for it, smashing through the flimsy barricade of damp wood erected to prevent squatters from accessing the abandoned towers. Inside the vast cylindrical tower is a dark and miserable sight. The floor slabs have been torn up to reveal a freshly dug tunnel. The sickly stench of sewage wafts up from the dark opening. You spot the twinkle of shrewd eyes in the shadows, a split second too late, as the waiting Skaven spring their trap.
Ah!
So
Strong
it's a good
start.
thing I was in front. It's a very good thing I decided to leave.
Oh no, it's a big Skaven. Oh wait, no, it's a horde of
No,
Skaven.
isn't that like a group?
Yeah, so 10 plague monks and a censer bearer, Milo's favourite.
They're big as motherfuckers.
Yeah, I saw your experience with them. You seem to love them.
You would have gone down perilously, pestilentially to them as well, because they're all there ignoring armor-free damage a turn.
Yeah, that would have been
Oh yeah,
annoying.
Yeah, one on their own isn't too bad. But
No.
but this is the best kind of map I could find that represented what the book describes as like apartment blocks that have been long abandoned and sort of the walls have been smashed through. So
I like it. I like it.
each floor will just use this map, but this is the ground floor.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can go straight into it. Initiative.
Oh, God.
My thoughts exactly.
Yeah.
Sound tragically,
the
the excited dog thinks she's doing something fun, but she's not. So I know it's tough.
It's the Griffhound again.
Yeah, exactly. We've not missed too much, Alex. So yes,
I would deserve it if I had missed much, and I would deserve the penalties if penalties still there were. But hi everybody.
Hello.
Hi everybody.
What's up?
You missed the standard 25 minutes of plan making. So you join us in the action as we enter one of the...
Go into a room.
As we finally enter the building that we had to enter.
Yeah. So initiative 5 is Zuriel, I believe.
Zuriel.
Quick off the mark. And these are all zones, by the way.
It is convenient, isn't it?
Yes.
Quick off the mark, Zuriel. Moves into the center of his room. It is his room now. Plants the ferrule of his staff in the ground and channels the power of Sigmar into his blessed hands before unleashing a bolt of coruscating fury from his hands.
Classic warrior priest.
Fires a magic missile, or arcane bolt, as we'll be calling it here. At the well, I would say he can't thread the needle, probably, if these were doorways, and do a sort of wanted whoosh thing. So he's just going to launch it at the horde in front of him.
Yeah. So I think we're just counting it as what's the phrasing? But when it's one more difficulty to hit stuff.
Okay.
I believe.
Well,
Is
that
that
won't
called
matter for my arcane bolt because it's not an attack.
Yeah, partial cover.
If that's how you're defining it anyway.
Yeah, it's partial
but
cover. There's like holes in the walls and stuff, and you can kind of see, but
cool. Well, he's going to
So
go.
when you say it's one harder, would that mean that from, like, for example, from a 5-1 it goes to a 5-2, or it goes to a 6-1?
I am literally just quickly finding out.
It would go to a
what that
6-1
ruling is.
because it's the difficulty, not the complexity.
Right.
Target's defense increases 1 step. Partial cover.
Oh yeah, so it's not even that, is it? It's not even +1 -1, it's defense up, which is not relevant to me with my lightning hands.
Whew.
It's quite good. Unfortunately no 6s there, but I'm going to use my point of focus to bump one of those 5s to a 6s, which will do 6 damage.
And who is this on?
This is on the swarm.
6 damage it is. So you take out 6 rats.
And then he is aggravated that there are still presumably 4 or something left.
Yep.
So he just slings some more bolts. Less successfully this time, doing just 2 damage.
Oh wow. Yeah. 2 more rats die.
But he'll take it.
As they scuttle through the wreckage. Initiative 4 chaps. Orixion and Molasses.
Molasses, why didn't you take the initiative?
Yeah, it's a funny old floor.
I just say as well, it's loads of shadows.
Oh, lovely! That's
This is like you're behind an old wardrobe, and there's like all this stuff all over the place.
The and what are we doing? Like, there's like diagonals, like, and distance. It's a bit of an interesting one. Like, can you travel diagonally across rooms?
I think so.
Doors everywhere.
I think so.
Well, each room's his own, right? So
yeah, as long as all within distance, obviously. Let's see. There's the big guy then. Let us.
There's two plague monks left, and the one
And what is he? He's a big plague bearer, is he?
Hmm?
Is he actually big, or is he just looking big?
No, there's 2 of them now. No, I'll help you.
What?
It's like that.
Oh god. Right, that was.
That.
Oh, so what's this? What's this over here? Is that another sword over here?
That's the guy holding the big plague sensor.
That is the guy, right? Okie dokie. I then will shadow step into a shadowy wardrobe, Narnia style. Just getting a wardrobe, and I will roll a stealth test to check levels of the stealth when I land. Bear with me. Get up my old carriage. I always forget to pop out the carriage every time. It's very lucky of me. So I'm just rolling stealth to check that I can end up stealth when I come out of my shadowy step.
You need 1 success to be unnoticed.
Right. So I am in stealth. And I'm going to try and... Just do something different. I'm going to try and... Yeah, I'm going to try and... There are Skaven are mortals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. I'm going to try and enslave the plague everything. My plan? So he will have an advantage. We are hostile. Has advantage on this test. It's going to be a 4S soul. I'm going to roll a DN 5-3. I'm going to chuck some metal on there to give myself. Yeah, I'll give myself a plus a dice on this guy. So here we go. Channeling. Minus 5. Bonus of 1. Oh, it's not great. Oh. Failed.
Ooh.
God damn it. Not a good start. I haven't failed a spell for ages.
How many
Did you
did you
fail a
need?
spell?
Ooh,
I
failed
needed 3.
spell. Huzzah!
I needed 3. I needed
The spell
5.
effects are reversed.
So I was
This game
quite...
takes control of you.
So I was quite close, but not enough.
No, that's it.
Oh. I used metal. Wait, metal. The metal gave me the extra 1. That was pathetic. Cool, I got the same one though, wasn't it? It's I literally haven't failed in ages. What I rolled 2d6, 3. What did I roll? 3d6, 1d6.
You got the table up.
I got a table, but it says passed. I can't remember what you actually. What do you roll though? 18 plus is the worst possible. Rolling 3d6. What am I rolling?
Isn't it something plus the amount that you'd failed by?
Yeah, it's something like that.
I've got just the results. I actually got the actual washamacle.
Let's have a look.
Let's have a look, eh?
Spell casting a spell.
Poor form.
The amount of d6s is equal to the difference.
Okay, so I got 1. Okay, I see, right. There you go. So I got 1. Yeah, 1. I failed by 1. So roll 1d6. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Here we go. Disappointing. It's a 6, which is
Opposite effect.
opposite. Oh no! Damn it!
Hey!
Damaging spells heal toughness. Bonuses become penalties. Allies are affected enemies, and so on. The GM has final say on the effect of the reverse spells. So I leave it in your capable hands.
What was the spell?
Congrats, Olly.
Enslave. It would be weird if she was enslaved accidentally by them. I don't know. Hey, I'll leave it up to the GM. That's what it says.
Arcane
What?
spell failure.
Yeah. I don't know. What would be the command you were going to give them?
Attack. Have a nice nap. Bake a little set of cupcakes for all your friends.
Yeah.
All these friendly things that you would do to each other. I would suggest. I was trying to say that it bounces back. Yeah.
I think whatever you wanted them to do, I think maybe then you do it.
Well, I'll have to go attack the rest of the team then.
No, you weren't going to tell them to attack, were you?
Yeah, again, trying to smush the rest.
I think if like being mind controlled by an enemy, and then you do the exact thing that you were going to do, which is attack the enemy, then there's not much risk to being mind controlled by an enemy.
Yeah, totally.
I thought you were enslaving them to make them stop fighting.
Well, I mean, it was going to be either like literally just incapacitate them by having them just walk around, but probably might as well have it. You could have made them have a free swing at the rats. I would probably suggest.
I mean, in that case, if you were going to try to make them attack their own allies and it's turned on you, then you have to attack your own allies.
It's true. I can't do it in this turn, so it's a question of. But it lasts 1 minute, so theoretically I could be possessed for 1 minute.
That's 6 turns, Mike.
Oh, but also,
more. It's 10 turns.
But also, it failed, so surely it wouldn't last. I had no successes, so it's a very strange concept, isn't it? It's a bit weird about that. I like the idea of the opposite. But it is a bit.
We have to deal with you attacking us for 10 turns.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, this took a turn.
Okay, so you have any more? I think going and doing one attack on your ally is enough.
Cool. Well, I can't do it in this turn, so I'm more done with an action or a move.
Okay.
No, on metagame, you don't know there's a mad molasses hiding in a cupboard up there.
No worries. No metagaming.
I like for my characters to stay as far away from molasses anyway.
Oh yeah, very convenient.
Happily, I am as far away as possible.
Right.
I mean, I think we all know who's going to get the hit from molasses.
Right, Orixion time.
Richard Bonnh.
Probably, most likely Orixion.
I think
so. Each room is a zone. Did you say?
Yes.
That's a long distance. And remind me how it works with this game. So you have to speed. My movement is
normal.
Yep.
I think so. You can move into the adjacent zone with normal movement, and then it's like run or sprint to get to 2. So you can spend a metal to run 2 zones and attack, basically.
Yeah, which isn't actually possible for me because I don't have a ranged weapon. And I'm assuming I can't go diagonally here. I have to go through the doors.
Well, imagine it's all like the walls are all smashed apart and stuff, so you wouldn't have any issue smashing through them. I think moving diagonally is fine.
Oh, nice. So I can Agent Smith it.
Yeah, if you move into there, I think is going to be the same.
Okay. All right. In which case, I will do that. I'll do a move, I guess, with a metal, and then a charge action into this room with my flight wings. And I've been doing this wrong because a charge action gives you an extra die anyway, and then I get another one for the talent that I have. So I've been rolling not 1 too few dice every time I've done this in the past, but that's okay. So I'll attack one of these plague monks, and will therefore be rolling 5, 6, 7 dice.
They're still a swarm, so you're attacking both.
Okay, cool. With 7 dice, we do have 2 focus here. Oh.
The defense is average with the partial cover, so you probably
okay.
3s, do you?
My attack is now good, so I'm hitting on 3s anyway.
Yeah,
so actually, they all hit then. In which case,
yeah, they're toast. So you slice into them.
Yeah, for Sigmar. That's what Orixion says. Perfectly acted. Such depth of character.
Yeah, and the Skaven are like, who? As they get cut in half.
God thing.
Cool. Is it the end of your turn? You got 2 metal, don't you?
I do. I suppose I could spend the other one to go for another little slash on the. What are these?
So those are the plague sensor bearers, the ones that make the zone all smelly.
Yeah, go on. Why not, eh? Why not? Just 5 dice this time though, because it's not a charge. Oh, still a full house though.
Yeah. Apart from that one, cheeky one.
Oh yeah, 'cause focus adds 1 to the roll, doesn't it? It doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can apply. I can add 1 to 2 separate dice using my 2 focus.
Oh, no,
But I can't add 2 to 1 dice.
No, you can add. Sorry, I didn't know you had 2 focus. Yeah, you can add 2 to that 1 to make it 3. So yeah, that's 5 damage.
Nice.
He's got 1 armor, so it's down to 4. But you cut him up real good.
Oh, it'll be 6 damage because it's success is +1, right?
Then he's dead. Very effective.
Orixion, MVP at last. He's finally getting some battling done, Zuriel.
I'm very proud, brother. He shouts across the derelict chambers. You showed those Skaven good and proper, all 3 of them.
You defeated those mighty rats.
Cool. So, you may not have heard, Alex, but basically you're trying to get up to the 20th floor.
Yes, is it like Dread?
Yeah,
or Raid?
Yes, that's exactly what we were saying.
So, every 10 minutes you can move 2d6 floors, and 10 minutes is how often we have to roll to see if the invasion progresses. So who wants to roll 2d6? See how many floors you can climb.
Does Molasses not have a mad attack at Orixion first?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe we should. Well, I mean, the combat's over. I'm happy to say that.
She bursts out of the wardrobe and goes, ah, what the
You escaped lightly there, Molasses.
I went to this wonderful place and there was a queen and a fawn.
Oh, so magical. I never thought we'd get the Dread line in which the wardrobe match up we weren't hoping for, but here we are.
Crossover. The fanfic, yeah.
Here we are. So right, what are we doing? Rolling a...
Dread goes into Narnia. That'd be amazing. Yeah, 2d6 to see how many floors you can climb in 10 minutes.
It's like that fucked up bit at the end of the Blood and Wine.
Oh yes.
What? Who's played
5 floors.
Who's played Blood and Wine in the last 5 years?
I never got to it. I never got
No,
past
not me. I completed that game years ago.
I never found what's his face. Olly film.
Right, so you're on floor 5.
I don't know. Is everyone rolling or just?
It's just one person.
Oh, okay.
So 10 minutes passed.
So
Now
you're
you,
all
need to roll on the defilement table, which is 3d6 plus doom, which is now 5.
It's quite a lot, isn't it? I'm going to roll it. I'm going to roll a doomful roll. I'm going to roll
What
a
do we-
doomless roll. Triple ones coming up.
What do we have to get to
8.
get the 20 XP? 17 Doom, was it?
7.
Oh, 7. Oh, we are close then. Very excited.
got
If I
8.
do my...
We must remember it's not a goal for us to maximise the doom.
Yes.
It is after what Olly said this morning, at least for Mikey.
Yeah.
So that is unfortunately just 13, which means that the defilement timeline advances to the next phase.
Yeah.
Which is the game design way of saying shit's going down.
Hurry up.
Yeah. So you can see as the camera cuts to Spireroot, you can see the fighting in the clearing, and eventually the Sylvanet fall back, and the entire clearing is just covered with puddles of defilement, and it's all rotting. And then somebody else roll me a d6 to see how the Sylvanet get on.
Oh gosh, not me. Oh no, not Arizona.
Oh no.
Only 2 of them die. That's good.
Oh no!
Yes, unfortunately they are overwhelmed, caught unawares. They fall back without giving any losses to the Skaven.
Gosh, what a terrible roll.
Now roll me as you continue to huff up the stairs.
Huff, huff, huff.
Who else is going to do it? Zuriel?
I can take one.
Go for a
2d6
huff.
was it?
Yep. 5. So up to floor 10. You're halfway. So who's
It's
what
probably
order-
Carrick's heavy feet slowing us down.
Yeah, probably.
Of course, probably.
Fat feet, Carrich.
I'm sorry.
What they
Flatfoot.
call him, Fat Foot Ricky.
What order are you travelling up this?
I'm in
ascending
front.
this tower. Character.
Last
I'm the
back.
one. So yeah, I'm the one slowing them down, so I'm the one up front as well.
Zuriel's probably hanging out with Carrick, who's his current best mate. Sorry, Rixie. After their trials down in the sewers together, I think they've got a bond going on, even if maybe Carrick / Daryl's not acknowledging it.
Well, to be honest, yeah, I mean I agree, but I didn't think of it. But yes, it makes sense.
Back to back, they fought the Skaven hordes alone.
Well, you two then are the ones
You were in it,
who.
Tom.
I was still fighting this game, just
But we were alone.
that's true.
Remind me your passive awareness.
Oh, good.
Reason
Not great, but let me check.
I think I have the good one. -3.
3. Yeah, nice.
All right, so Zuriel, as you're bantering up the steps, you manage to spot some of the tiles have been laid down over obviously a big hole, but they've been sort of carefully placed back as some sort of trap.
Stand back there, Carrick. You don't want to get your stony feet on that. You'll go right through. And he grabs him by the shoulder and pulls him back in brotherly fashion.
Yeah, you'll fall straight back down to the mountain.
You haven't got time to have you climb back up another 10 stairs.
He looks back at you like in a very understanding and thankful way, nodding.
And that they lock eyes just for a moment.
No, let's not go there.
Are we going to have our first, proper shit of the campaign?
Yeah, first of the campaign.
I think it's that Love and Thunder bit where Carrick's looking at his mallet and Zuriel's like,
I know it's so engineered, but that bit absolutely cracks me up. I'm so excited just based on that one little single moment.
No spoilers. I haven't seen it.
Very, very good. Just a very funny.
I haven't seen Taiko
Sight
Waititi's
gag.
either.
cool. So another 3d6 then on the defilement timeline, please.
I'll do it.
The resigned.
Oh,
Pretty good chops.
How are we getting the same numbers?
that's 15. It's another advance.
Olly packed it.
I'll roll the Sylvaneth. Wait, do you mean roll again?
Yeah, 2d6, 1d6. Sorry for the silver.
Hey-ya! Yeah!
Oh, that's a good one.
Thank you.
Nice.
So the fighting pushes towards the waterfall on top of Spireroot.
Sure.
And you can see Joy Branch attempting to protect the water supply with a swarm of dryads. She's the one with the creepy wide smile face.
Yeah, but she's nice.
Yeah. And through a noble sacrifice, as the plague rats dump in a bunch of defilement into the waters, she manages to slay many Skaven, including a rat ogre, before her and her dryads are melted into white wood.
Can I change my long goal? Because this is not going to happen after he sees what's happening up there.
Let me just delete those off the roster.
Wasn't a very long goal then, was it?
Well, listen. Joy Branch. If it was Spite Branch, it would be fine. Joy Branch.
She was the best of us.
Well, guess he's going to be bashing some heads. I'm not giving a shit.
Okay. Yeah, and Doom has increased by 1 again. So
Just
now
did
it's
well.
6.
There you go, Mikey. Are you happy?
Well, I'm not. It's always very arbitrary.
Time.
We've
It
looked
might
at.
increase by more.
He wants it increased by just 1 more, Mikey, and then you're having 20 XP.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why it went up.
I mean, it went up because shit's getting real.
Alright.
Our doom grows nearer.
Sylvaneth are being wiped out to a twig.
I just rolled a 6.
I mean, that was the Sylvaneth being able to like kill loads of Skaven. So by the time you get there, there may not be anybody left. We want Skaven left. Yes, I did it. Cool. So
It'll be comedic though. Imagine just one Skaven being victorious and then seeing the 4 of us just step out in front of it.
yeah, and then it just jumps off the edge of Spireroot. It's like, I'm done with this. Right, so roll me again. 2d6 for climbing the floors.
Go ahead, Alex. You might want to check your connection.
Bit choppy.
I thought that was me.
No, it's choppy.
No, I can see you all and hear you all just fine.
Somebody else rolled 2d6 then.
I'll do it.
Do it.
Do it. Oh, there we go. Now you're steaming.
Aha.
All right.
That's 20,
So-
isn't it? At the top.
You're 18.
No,
You're
it's 18.
18.
So you reach the 12th floor. You reach the 12th floor. You find a large number of barrels scattered around that held sort of defilement toxin that's been used up. But one's been damaged and spilt its contents. So you must roll me a 4-3 reflexes test.
Reflexes.
Everyone?
Yeah, although I'll give a free pass to those who can literally not touch the ground. So, which is everyone apart from Carrich.
Zuriel can teleport with Carrich if he's successful.
Yes.
And Carrich wishes to travel through the ether with him.
Yep. I mean, my reflexes are good, so I should be fine. But
I can try and use my Petrified to do that thing in Portal where you like get momentum and then put a new port and flings them over it, maybe.
Carrich, hold my hand. Let's just see if this is successful.
Just to add to the shipping.
Fortunately, with a success point, that second, I can get that focus point. That second success I need to bring a friend.
Let's go hand in hand.
It would have been great if he'd appeared at the other side and be like, "Oh, I'm terribly sorry."
Ended up like in a different realm. Nice one. So it's another 3d6, please, on the defilement timeline.
Do you want to do it, Alex?
You know, I will. Yeah, 1d6.
3.
Well, there's 1.
Okay, so you kind of need. Yeah, nah. It's progressing again, I believe.
We don't want high numbers, do we? We want low numbers.
Yeah.
Very
Your
good.
doom increases by 3.
So somebody roll me 1d6 for the Sylvaneth.
There you go.
That's a good one.
Probably raise the doom again, there. Total roll too well.
Don't sound too excited, Mikey.
He's just waiting for it.
Coming.
To be fair, the Skaven are getting pretty chopped up, but unfortunately, Skaven fight through the forest, and Spireroot leads a rushed counterattack with 2 swarms of 10 dryads. The dryads are wiped out, and Spike Branch falls back to a tunnel which leads into the inside chambers of Spireroot. So the Skaven are completely taken over the top side now.
That sucks.
Yeah. But Spike Branch manages to take out some Skaven as well as she retreats.
Of course she does.
Most spitefully. Yeah, and you don't need to roll because you're at the 20th floor. So once you reach the top floor, you can see a wide hole in the wall, which is where the vine has been connected. And you can see beyond it the great vine going towards Spireroot and the battle raging. And at the hole in the wall, you can see a rat ogre who's kind of like braced against the wall, and like a pack master Skaven trying to like push him out the window and like using its whip on him, trying to get him to cross the vine. But the rat ogre's too scared.
It's cute.
Are they right in front of us?
And then of course, yeah, they see you, and then I'll just reset.
Oh.
Reset the matrix.
Give them a surprise attack. No god.
It's fine, I'll just chill here like before and you guys can do everything.
Yeah, I'll just nail it like I did last time. It's fine, guys.
It's only a rat ogre.
Go on, Zuriel. Kick us off.
Come on, Zuriel.
Zuriel will. What's is that? Well, that's a little packmaster thing with him, is it? Little packmaster. Well, he's gonna take one look at the rat ogre and be like, you know what? It would be really helpful if that fucker was blind. So he got Radiance of Sigmar, also known as Flashbang. And actually, no, I need to be in the zone for that. So, yeah, he just does that. He just goes in there and he's like, "Behold, witness me," and light bursts forth from his body. Alright, so that's a buttload of successes. So the rat ogre has reduced melee accuracy and defense for the next 5 rounds. Oh no, sorry, that's not right. It's just 3 rounds, just the 3. Then he'll. We've lost you, Olly, in terms of sound.
Yeah, I can't hear you all.
Is everyone muted?
No, Ollie's dropped out somehow.
Well, Ollie sorts his sound out. Zuriel casts Mystic Shield upon himself.
Very brave.
I was gonna say, like, is it wise for you to go?
Sarcastic, but I can't tell if it was.
Was it wise for you to go in the midst of everything?
Hello.
Was it wise? Time will tell.
Hello.
Was it heroic and something Zuriel would do? Yes.
Is it something that maybe Zuriel needs to stop doing?
Zuriel's fine. He's got a Mystic Shield on now as well.
You'd think he would have learned after the Skaven issue.
Stormcast Eternal, darling, look it up.
Right.
You weren't
hello.
there, man. He was fighting like 2 rat ogres and like 100 Skaven and all those stinky sensor boys at the same time. When you were stood at the door.
Well, yeah, I was stood at the door because he made me stand at the door.
Yeah, well, the facts are still the facts.
No smoke without fire. which is it's possibly one that's used to mean absolutely nothing. Like.
Yeah.
Hello, hello, hello.
There we
There
go.
we go.
Okay, fine. I just need to reset my audio input on Twitch Studio and then it works. Okay, good to know.
Oh, yeah, speaking of Twitch Studio, is that the reason why on video portraits the videos constantly get refreshed? Because I noticed that every so often everyone gets refreshed on your video.
So I think that's when, if I tab out from Chrome, it for some reason doesn't have video input, but it only works sometimes. I'm not sure. I think so if I full screen out something else. Yeah, anyway, I should probably just switch to OBS like everyone else, but there we are. Right, so talk me through it. This rat has been flashbanged.
Rat has been flashbanged for 3 turns, and Zuriel has a shield upon himself and braces for impact.
Is it both rats?
It is just the ogre.
Okay. Directional flashbang, eh?
Yeah, it's a bit of an odd spell in the end.
Cone of flash.
Yeah, flash beam.
Flash cone. All
Yeah,
right.
maybe it's like just the force of sort of discombobulating energy.
Nice.
We're going with that.
So yeah, initiative 4 people, please.
Come join me.
Nah, I closed the door behind him.
So we don't need to have any power.
Orixion will swoop in with a charge into the Packmaster and attempt to chop him up. Chop him up! Chop him out! With my Star Blade.
Mm-hmm. Do it.
Which will be seven dice again on the charge. Oof, not good.
It'll be 3s again.
Yes. So I can only get... Oh my goodness, thank you.
So this nice. It came with the book, but I don't have to dig in it.
Oh, thank you. Really enjoyed it. Thank you. Thank you.
Is it 4 successes?
It is 4 successes, yes.
That is enough
That's
to skewer the Packmaster rat.
Yes! And then we'll go for an extra attack on the big boy with metal.
Ogre.
The ogre. We will
Defense
attack.
is decreased by 2 steps.
What?
That's what my flashbang does.
Yeah, so he's like stumbling around blind. His defense is only poor.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wowee.
Hitting
Easy.
on
Fucking
2s.
2s to hit.
Yeah.
Full house.
Now we're in business.
Cool.
So yeah, it's 6 damage.
Nice. He has 2 armor, so it's down to 4. But you give him a good slicing.
Here comes Slassy Molasses to one-hit the ogre. Sorry, to
Well-
last hit the ogre.
Well, it depends. I'm trying to think. Yeah, but is there any?
I don't think it does depend. I think it's just a very simple job you have to do.
Well, no, it does depend. How far can I move?
Okay.
No, you can move, you can shadow step, you can backstab, and you can do like 20 damage.
I know, but I need to be able to shadow step right next to him to be able to then attack in the same turn. That's the big thing. But I think, can I just move and have be unawares? I've never actually moved normally before. They get in once. I think.
You'll be able to do the same as before, like shadow step into the room, stealth check for free.
Right. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna shadow step into this Yeah, there's a convenient wardrobe behind him.
Yeah, I think his natural awareness is 1. So again, just 1 success needed.
This should be nice. There we go. Great.
Hey.
Hey-ya! And then I use Enslave. No, I'll use Backstab. Here we go.
Careful now.
Remind me again of the defense currently. Poor, is it? Poor.
Yes, it is poor.
It is
Poor me.
Great. Poor you.
Poor me, some defilement toxin.
What the? Here we go. So we're going with 3s. Yeah?
You
Again,
only...
a 3? I'm good.
Then you're 2 steps above, so it's 2s.
Oh, shit, son.
This is why it didn't really depend.
Sure, actually. Metal... Yeah, I'll put... I'll do it.
Yeah, you want more dice on this.
Okay.
Since you only need 2s.
It doubles my train, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have 2 trains, so I just get 2 extra dice. Love that. Here we go. Ooh, lovely. That is 6 successes.
Yes.
That is just a paltry 12 damage with a backstab.
Ignoring armor, is it?
Ignoring armor, of course.
Tell me how you killed the blinded rat ogre.
Yeah. Just if I jump out the wardrobe. Yeah, just I might stab right in the back of the neck. There we go.
Ooh.
Dead down the spine. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't like that. But that's what happened. I'm sorry. She loved it. Bathed in blood.
That's a lot of
The
blood.
splattering of ogre blood fizzles off the mystic shield in front of Zuriel, and he's like, "A job well done."
Yeah.
Good teamwork.
Yeah, you walk in, shield up, flashbang, and then your whole party just comes in and...
Yes, the whole party goes in there.
Yeah.
The whole
Zuriel's he's just a distraction. He's just a pretty face to distract you while
Yep.
Oh no, yeah, the whole party walks in.
Carrich comes in and starts laying into its head.
Now you get 2 attacks though, Carrich.
That'll show you.
Yeah, you get 2 turns now. You
I can try
greedy boy.
cooking some molasses.
What? No. Run away.
Right, so you're standing in front of this this hole in the wall now, looking over.
So the vines.
Spireroot.
This is the way up to Spyro. It's kind of like we made the top.
Yeah.
Now the nimbly path across. Okay.
Yeah. In fact, you might say the wind howls through the gaping hole in the tower wall, tugging at your clothing and forcing you to shout just to be heard. Stretching out over the open air is the vast vine that leads to Spireroot. From your vantage point, you can see movement through the forests, lumbering shapes spewing torrents of sticky defilement toxin in devastating arcs. So you're going to have to crawl across this vine. Those who can't fly, of course. How far can you teleport, Zuriel?
Long range.
That's the same as Molasses then.
I can shadow step long range. A very shadowy vine.
No.
Quite exposed, I imagine.
Yeah, it is quite. Alright, so you need to roll.
You should be fine though. Right.
Everyone apart from
How far?
Orixion, who can fly, needs to roll a 4-2 athletics or might test.
See, I knew this wasn't going to be great.
Okay, no, both of them are great. I'm gonna use might because I also have focus on that. Gee.
And 1 training athletics. That's something. What's
What's the end? Sorry, did you say 4?
4-2.
Oh, 2.
Woo!
Nice.
Oh. Woo.
I
They teleport. They teleport and then just land and slip when he lands back on.
Alright. Zuriel, you need to roll a 6-1 reflexes test.
Oh look, more body checks on top of the body checks? That's so
As
great.
as the wind
Who would have thought you
buffets.
need your body to cross a vine?
As the wind buffets you.
I
Off the
use
vine.
Sigmar's will to teleport me where I need to go.
Yeah, which is why you're suffering.
Yeah. You skip leg day, bro.
Yeah, well, he does not reflex.
Okay.
Does he fall to his death?
Zero, you are plummeting to the ground.
Shit.
Fortunately, you have a flying brother-in-arms who may be able to
I
save
was
you.
going to say, is it automatic that Orixion notices this happening? I'm assuming it is. Like, I'm with the party.
Yeah.
Like, Zuriel falls off the vine and screams.
He's quite too proud to scream now, to be fair, so...
It's probably less of a scream and more of a
scream.
fuck.
Yeah, probably. I'm sure it is. Very manly. While Zuriel is like grunting in slight aggravation at falling to his doom,
Yeah.
Orixion sweeps down to
Go
try
back to his ear if he.
and rescue him.
This is the fast lane to reincarnation.
Yeah, you're just skipping the battle, it's fine.
I'm sure it's fine. I can do it also.
You're probably just trying to remember that spell about like slow falling. So, remember it from
I'm on
somewhere.
it now.
I
only learn how to cast lightning.
I'm sure
I
as well, but
you-
I could use my mirror dance. I could literally swap places between Rixian and Zuriel, and Rixian would just be floating in midair. But I'll let him dive down with a pigeon bomb. It's fine.
Alright, so
Molasses enjoy the drama.
So what happens?
I'm going to have to roll some sort of check, presumably.
no, I think we'll say that you, as you swoop down and you catch Zuriel and you sort of fly slowly back up. I think maybe you arrive a bit slower than everybody else. Maybe you arrive like one round late, maybe to Spireroot, but yes.
Yeah, I hold Zuriel like in my crooked in my arms like that, like in Secret.
Aw.
Wait, I saw the perfect image. Like, let me see if I can find it. 1 second.
Slowly ascend directly upwards past the level of the vine, holding him like that and kind of grinning slightly at the rest of the party. Just your friendly local Orixion, the just. Yes, I know that's from Spider-Man.
So, as you
Call
cross...
me fuck. Gets me.
You MCU cucks.
Comic book cock.
Jesus, that's going very quickly.
So, oh my god, he's even crossing his arms as well, like Zuriel would be.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I saw this the other day.
Don't want to be saved.
Alright, so somebody roll me 3d6 on the defilement timeline. See what happens when you're
Go ahead,
crossing the
Molasses.
vines.
You wish to do it? It says not want to find the damn thing. Bloody page. Someone else. I can't even get back to the damn thing. Too many.
Get back to the damn thing.
I was looking at all the pages. Right, got it. There you go. Ooh, a 3, a 4, a 6.
Yeah, that's
not good.
that's another
That's very
fail.
bad.
What do you mean?
You don't want high numbers for the defilement.
Well, if you told me that, I'd have rolled low numbers.
Yep, so the as you arrive, the Skaven are trying to push into the heart of Spireroot, and Spike Branch makes her last stand along with 2 Kernoth hunters at the tunnel entrance. Somebody roll me a d6 to see how well she does. Oh, yeah, she just unfortunately gets overwhelmed
Right.
and destroyed, and Doom
What?
is increased by 1
There you go.
to magic 7.
I'm crazy. Do we get to spend our XP straight away, or do we have to wait until the end of the mission?
You don't just automatically get 20 XP at 17.
Why not?
I need like 2,000 words on how you get 20 XP because shit's so fucked up. Like maybe you just completely mutilate yourself.
Yeah, Molasses goes super
to get the sort of dedicate yourself to Morathi's ultimate ability. To be fair, there's actually a really cool thing you could do about that actually.
Oh, I will.
It fits the story of Amelgard. Yeah, so you arrive in Spireroot. I'm just going to quickly populate it with the rats that are left.
Yeah.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Did you only meet those two? Was it just Thorny Branch and Spite Branch that you met?
Sorrow Branch. Sadwig.
Was the sad one in Spireroot though?
Yeah, they all were.
Okay.
So would you say Spireroot is completely overrun now by Galen? There's not a single like Sylvaneth even.
It doesn't feel very much like we're saving Spireroot.
It doesn't feel like we're doing anything so far. As in, like, us as a team, we're not really inflicting...
You know what? Where are the bloody anvils right now? What are they doing, eh?
Oh yeah, no one's doing anything for them. Like, they've been left alone to fend for themselves.
What bollocks are they up to?
So right now, we've been useless for these guys, and it wouldn't surprise me if they hated us, honestly.
Well, they can't hate us because they're all dead.
Sadly true.
Well, yeah.
Very convincing, Olly.
So I'm just resizing my icons. No, I don't think the Amble Guard are been able to mobilise yet. Didn't even know what was happening.
Yeah, I guess it
They've
makes
got the
sense.
bloody agility of anvils, these black-clad nonces.
But it kind of makes sense for them not to know what's happening, because the only reason that we know what's happening is because we were pretty much told what's going to happen.
I'm laughing at Alex losing it.
Why? What did I say?
No, he's laughing because I called them nonces.
What's that?
It's British slang for paedophile, but like in when you're stupid and in primary school, you use it to just mean idiot, and you don't know what it means, and then realise that it means it's pedo. I haven't heard my nonsense in a while, and you've just called a bunch of like random Stormguard black-clad nonsense.
It's a little bit of inter-storm host rivalry.
Yeah. Healthy banter. Alright.
This doesn't look like healthy banter. This looks like very unhealthy banter. This doesn't look banterous at all.
You know the best part is? It's just the two of us.
Ah!
Well, look, we're on our way.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's why the entire map was dotted.
Yeah, Mikey definitely called it when he saw it.
I mean,
So what?
zones are only there for a reason.
Yeah.
What did I see?
Yeah, but I thought that maybe I genuinely thought that the reason that it was dotted was because like if the conversation with Spireroot or whatever went south, then we'd have to fight them or something. Not this.
Oh,
I'm gonna pretend what
spicy, doesn't it?
Mobsy, Plagueberry mobsies.
Yeah, so Plague Monk swarms, 3 Rat Ogres, 1 Plague Sensor Bearer left, and then a Plague Priest chilling over here, who orders half the procession to attack you, and the other half to keep the attack up on Spireroot.
Can I check? This technically is a depleted force, right? Stuff has been chipped away at from this.
Yeah,
this
there's dead Skaven everywhere, yeah.
Wow. Still a lot, isn't it? But this zone is quite big, which is very exciting.
I want to know how the rat ogres got here.
They climbed on the vines.
No, just walked over, did they? Big rat ogres.
They have more might than you, yes, is what you're asking.
Fine, got claws.
Just saying they look a bit unwieldy.
They're still rats, even if they are big rats.
Well, you've got me there.
Sure
I'm just trying
did.
to see if the... Because I'm assuming now we're in battle, they can't really advance. Yeah, because it's every 10 minutes outside of combat, so...
So you're saying we've saved the day by arriving?
Well, I think they will continue to go down. They're just not going to have an easy time of it. Right. I don't think anybody here has a better advantage than you again. And the Plague Priest is 5 as well, so Zuriel, you get to go first. Oh no, wait, you're not here.
We're not here yet.
The Plague Priest gets to go
We're
first.
surveying.
Let's see here. So I can do my disease spell again. Yay!
Oh.
There's just one Plague Priest? There's two.
There's
Oh,
one.
it's the same guys as last time.
Yeah.
And who's to the right there? Is that
That's the Plague Priest.
Oh.
Yeah.
right? And then there's just the guy waving like the stinky banner.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. So Molasses, give me a 4-1 Fortitude test.
What's that? That's the old Odia.
Yep.
We assume. Right, that's not great. Okay. 4. Seems like it should be so fast, but I need a metal.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Then I can use metal on focus. No, I don't need focus. I can't. Find the shit. It's maybe metal to raise training or thing in it. So that's a fail. How is that a fail? It's just a 1. Wait, 4. I got 1 4. That's it. Yeah, no, I failed. Ugh.
All right. Oh,
Ah.
I rolled pretty badly as well. But the difference is 2, so you take 2 damage, and you're poisoned. So it's 2 damage ignoring armor, and then you're poisoned.
Why did I? What? Okay. I feel like did we heal at some point?
You did. You had that thing, but you rolled 2 1s on 2d6.
Now is it? So that's why I have 2 toughness. I picked out a 0 toughness. Great. I've still got quite. My wounds are pretty bad.
Yeah, and I'll spend a point of metal
Yes.
as well to stun you as well. So you're poisoned and stunned.
Oh,
No, don't do that.
Molasses slaughtered shade.
And then it's your turn because you're initiative 4.
Right. There's a lot of people. We're gonna die, right? A lot
Well,
of.
you are with that attitude.
Just gonna do this quickly. Sorry, those icons were in the wrong position. Well, it's quite nice. Yeah, I mean, it's I'm going. What does stun do? To stop me from.
You can either move or do an action, not both, and you can't spend any metal.
Can't spend.
You know that thing you've been doing to all my good enemies since this whole campaign?
Yes, that's not fun.
That felt good, didn't it?
I'm going to do something I've done in a while. I'm going to cast. Just there's so many enemies in the zone. It seems not to do it. I'm going to cast Crown of Asphyxiation.
Oh yes.
Because it does. Yeah, it affects all enemies in my zone. I'm just annoyed about this metal because I really wanted to overcast this, but there we go. Fuck it. 5-2. It's actually quite hard about. I'm a bit nervous that. Like that. But there we go. 5-2. Fine. Here we go. Just about. Wait. Oh, 2 focus points. Okay, 3. So that's 3 successes.
What are you doing?
Just casting a spell, mate. Casting Crown Asphyxiation.
Ah.
So, to each enemy is each additional success Additional success is above what's needed in the original DM score, right? So if it's a 5-2 and I get 3, that's just 1 extra, right? So everyone takes 2 damage, and their defense decreases 1 step.
In the zone.
Which is quite good for that.
Nice.
I think.
Yeah, I mean, like...
Does that mean me as well?
No, weirdly, it's very specific.
Oh yeah, I've already asked this before. You're right.
I don't know how or why, but it's great.
Very nice. You kill like a pair of rats in every swarm, so that's pretty good.
Yes.
2, 4, 6, 8 little rats.
Yeah, a lot of...
Who do we appreciate? Who do we rat?
Yeah. Who do we
across the board,
asphyxiate?
About 12 damage across the board. It's just a bit spread out, and everyone's defense is lower by 1 step, which is also quite
nice. Well, your bodyguard is acting last, so I guess I'll send in all the rats. Send in all the rats.
Send in the rats.
Oh boy.
I mean, that rat's gonna go down and do some these rats are gonna do the defile. Go and continue down there. God, there's a lot of rats.
Ooh.
Wait! Before we do that, so
Yep.
this rat ogre,
Yeah.
that one,
Yeah.
that moved close to me, right, to attack me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use my free action to hit it before it can do so.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me show you what I mean.
If you say so.
It's a very long hammer.
Those two.
It has the reach function. Yeah, you gain the reach thing.
Can we have said during any of the downtime, travelling time, we could use any healing abilities we had? I did have another skipper salve while we were going across that vine.
So is it okay if I hit the rat ogre, or should I hit one of the swarms since they're closer to me? You tell me.
I'm just going to say these guys are all in close range. Apart from this back ogre who had to move into this zone.
Okay, then in that case I'll hit the rat ogre because it just makes sense to me,
Yep.
I guess. Give me a second.
Sorry, Molasses, you couldn't have taken a breather when you were doing the vine.
Well, but it's not a breather. It's using an item. It's an interesting one because if you're moving around, you just neck a potion as you go.
What's its defense?
It will be average now.
Perfect. My attack is good.
Cool.
Okay, that. So that's 4 successes with 2 extra damage. That's 6 damage in total.
Nice. So you've got 2 armor, so we do 4 damage total.
I'm okay with that.
His
Nice.
defense was lowered. Did you lower his defense by 1?
Yeah.
He did, yeah.
Okay, cool. So we'll do.
Is that it?
What was what?
You did 6. That's all you did. 6 damage on that right.
That was a free action. I haven't even had my turn yet.
Right. Oh, thank God. Oh, right. Thank good. You.
So now we should do 4 times 8 plague monks into Carrich Bonnh.
See if they can do a single point of damage.
Might
probably
be
will.
nice.
My defense isn't high yet because I haven't started my turn yet.
Yeah, I mean they're already average melee. Although I think they increase because of the plague bearer.
No, let's not increase it.
Damn it.
Please.
No, they can't. They just get extra when they charge. So the little charge, there's 8 of them, so they get 2d6 when they charge, which means they all get 10 each. And what's your defense at the moment?
It's good.
Okay,
I should have went for the.
So it will be 5s.
I should have gone for them instead of the ogre. Whatever.
It will be 5s, and it will be just the 1 plus success. All right. Well, that's
Oof.
2 damage, which you're happy with, I'm assuming.
I have 3 armor, so
Yep.
yeah.
That one, 3 damage. You're happy with.
Yep.
As these rats swarm over you. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 5 damage there.
Oh wait, why do I have 4 toughness? Because of last session. Okay. So how much?
That's 5 damage total.
So that's 2. Okay.
They're just getting better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage as you finally can't beat off any more plague monks.
7.
All things considered, you've done quite well.
Yeah, no, that's true. Still, 7.
40 d6.
Quite spicy.
So it's 4. So it's obviously now I'm down to 0 toughness, and that's 4 extra damage. And 4, I think, is a serious wound. What's it called? Yeah, it's a serious wound, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, I've got 2 out of 4 wounds. That's something.
And then the plague sensor bearer is just gonna like start swinging his sensor, I guess, making it into a minor hazard zone as well. So you'll take 1 wound on your start your turn. Making it lightly obscured. And then the rat ogre.
Can't reach him, there's too many swarms in the way.
Well, it's a good thing he's got a massive defilement toxin cannon.
Yes.
That's a great thing, yes.
So let me just. Why are the defilement toxin rules at the top of the chapter?
Zuriel and Orixion are gonna like fly in and be like, nope.
Oh, they did.
Let's go get the anvils.
Back to us here.
You know what? Just drop me off.
So I need both of you to roll me 6-1 reflexes tests, please.
Both of us and me and Molasses?
Yes, as the rat ogres spray you with defilement toxin.
Okay.
6. Fuck off. Wait, I got one. That was you. Oh, you motherfucker.
What journey.
Yes, so Molasses, you take a medium dose of defilement, which means you suffer 3 points of damage, which ignores armor. And you're poisoned, but you're already poisoned, so there you go.
I am. I'm probably going to die soon, just so you know. What? 3, how many? What does 3 come off as?
That is a two spaces on the wound tracker.
So I've taken all my wounds.
You've taken all your wounds?
Yeah.
Alright, so I need to reread the rules again.
Yes. I'm never a big fan of the whole have a massive combat encounter and then have another massive combat encounter straight away again. Just so you know.
Yeah, it keeps it exciting. I like it.
We just get
Carol,
into
I agree.
all our resources.
I agree. I would like to have used my skipper salvo and had a bit of toughness back, but you know.
No, I'm honestly, no complaints from my side. I like it. It keeps things exciting, and it actually makes it feel like there's actually something to to be afraid of.
Apart from now, if I just get knocked out and have to sit here for the next hour just doing nothing. Not the best.
No, fortunately, that's not what happens when you get knocked out.
Do you get up again?
You might.
Yeah.
I hate you.
I think have you run out of Soulfire, or you use just one? I think you just.
I lose track so far.
Well, we have 2, and we definitely haven't used 2. I think we've used 1.
We
Used
have
one.
used one.
Used one.
So we should have
Never get
1.
I think you used.
What happened? What did we...
I think you used 2 because you used 1 to get Orixion back up, didn't you? Oh no, because you teleported. I think you used a Soulfire for Orixion to save Zuriel, I think, in the Magmadroth cavern.
Yeah, in the cavern. Yeah.
Fine. Okay, so mortally wounded. You gain the stun condition. At the beginning of your next turn, you must make a death test. So we'll do that when we get to it. But now it is Carrich, the tank.
Finally. So, first things first.
First
My
time
defense
this session.
immediately increases by 1, so it's great because I'm in the presence of 2 or more enemies. Right? So let's get that straight, because that's important.
Uh-huh.
And the reason that's important is because right now, it isn't great, but I will use Battle Rage.
Here we go.
Here it comes.
And I'm reducing my defense by
Already.
all the steps. Every single one.
It's bold.
But why? Literally, as soon as I end my turn, it's my turn again, and I get my defense back. So that's fit and safe.
Oh, shenanigans.
I mean, it's still bold, but it's shenanigan bold.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll reduce my defense by all the steps, which gives me my melee increases by as many steps as I reduce my defense. So that's 1, 2, 3. So my melee increases by 1, 2, 3. So it's now extraordinary.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's totally
Great,
unnecessary because all their defense is like poor -1, but yeah.
But it's cool.
It is cool. Battle
It
Rage.
is very cool. And also, I can aim for the rat for the ogre because he's my first.
Yep.
He's my first target. So immediately.
Wading through them like, get out of here! I've got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
So first things first, let's start. I can't really charge, so I'll just start bashing him in the head.
Just do it, man. Fucking do it.
That is embarrassing.
Woof.
Triple 1.
That's just 3 successes if I use my focus, which is 5 damage.
Yeah. Which is down to 3 because he's got 2 armor.
See, I clearly needed it. So I'll use my metal and I'll do the same thing again.
Do it. There we go.
That's much better.
You need that
Please tell
talent.
me, guys.
You need the talent which makes 6s knock and prone, whatever it is.
I know. I really need that. I really want that.
Actually, somebody needs to get rending because you don't have a way to get through armor at the moment.
That's actually my next. I was gonna get that with my leftover XP, but I want to store my XP first to actually increase my body.
So 7 damage, is it?
It is 7 damage. Yes.
He's very badly wounded, but he's still fighting. He is the
Still
last
alive.
ogre.
Very badly hurt.
Okay, then I mean that's my turn, I guess, because I only have 1 metal as far as I know.
All right. Battle round 2.
So
The
now I'm back.
Stormcast arrive.
So now I'm back to good melee.
Yep.
But I'll still focus the ogre.
Do it.
Also now my defense is not only great, it's superb because now everyone else is below me.
Yep. No
So remind me,
count.
what's his defense? Defense is average, right?
It's average now after being asphyxiated. Yes.
Okay. Is that enough? Yeah, that should be enough.
What's that?
That's
5.
4 successes at 6 damage.
Yes, you do manage to kill the ogre.
Okay, good. That's 1 ogre down. And for my metal, I will defend Molasses, which increases my defense again, and it's now extraordinary.
Okay. All right. Initiative 5. Zuriel, you have arrived.
Can I choose where I get dropped off, Orixion?
Well, you can ask nicely. But...
I'd like to be dropped off next to our allies as we fight back to back once again.
Sounds like a plan to me, brother. So Orixion will Orixion will drop Zuriel there, but then kind of swing back around and try and charge. Well, when it's his turn, he will attempt to charge.
Ooh, yeah.
This bad boy right in the behind.
From Deep Strike.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Use a stratagem to deep strike 3 inches away. Be great.
Yeah. Nice. Just double checking
Right.
the. Okay, no, we're all good. I thought some of the battle might have. I know the waterfall has become a deadly hazard, but nobody's gone in that yet.
I couldn't even move.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
I just didn't want them to plop down in the waterfall of defilement. Right, go on, Orixion.
It's
Doesn't
Zuriel first.
Carrich go first for his action?
I just did.
Yes.
Yeah, he's had his
Is it
two
two
go.
turns? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Big
But yeah,
balls.
Zuriel goes before Orixion.
So Zuriel drops in a traditional
Hero landing.
hero landing,
Yep.
Nice.
crackles with thunder, and immediately unleashes a purifying blast of Sigmar's holy energy on all these filthy Skaven in the zone.
Nice. Throughout this whole forest, it just lights up.
Yeah,
Nice.
he was like, "You are not worthy."
There's never been a more perfect gift. Oh,
So that
Yeah.
does buff up to a success. Just sadly. So yes, everyone in the zone, a 4S soul determination, please, or fall unconscious.
including allies.
Yeah, does that include me?
No. Each enemy in the zone.
Thankfully.
Has to do what? Sorry, I was trying to find a gif of the X-Men 1 bit where Storm's like, "Do you know what happens to a toad when they get struck by lightning?"
I put the Thor gif in. There's no better than that.
Yeah.
It's a 4-3 soul determination.
4-3 on everything in the zone. Well, can they even pass that? Do plague monks have more than 3 soul? No, they don't. And neither do rat ogres. Or any. Oh, the plague sensible has 2, but yeah. So yeah. So they all fall unconscious?
Yep, they all fall unconscious for 1 round. Sadly, yeah, no, because I only just succeeded. It's just 1 round.
Alright. It's
Um,
like a terrifying, terrifyingly short breather for the party. Like,
It is. I really wanted that 2 rounds would have really helped a lot. And then once he's done with that, he stands up and unleashes an arcane blast, which will probably not do much, but because it's a 6-1.
What just happened?
on their turns, they would have gone into the into Spireroot.
So that is 2 successes with my focus. So every enemy in the zone will take just the 2 damage
But
from the arcane blast. But of course, being a zone attack, it will do double to swarms.
yeah. So is that 4 on the swarms?
So 4 on the swarms.
4 the swarms. Ooh. Oh no, 4 on the swarms.
Annoyingly, doesn't wipe any of the swarms out, does it? But that would have been satisfying.
So 2. Right, okay, fine. Is it not armor?
No.
Okay, fine. Alright, so you've got 6 in each of these top ones, and then these 2 have 4 each. Nice. Is that your turn?
That's the end of that turn.
Lovely stuff. Initiative 4, folks.
Entering
Then.
the battle like the Comet of Cassandora.
Exactly.
Very good.
What?
It's a comet. It's just a comet.
Just a comment, mate.
Little comet. Named
It
after
is actually a spell in this game, but it's crap.
It's also the name of a yellow shade paint for Warhammer models.
That's it.
Orixion will swoop into the behind of this
The
It's,
behind.
Fingers
group
butthole.
sensor bearers. I'm just going to try fingers butthole, which is on the charge. Big 7.
Nice.
They're average, aren't they, defense-wise?
I think if they're unconscious, it'll be like poor. So.
Do as it is then.
Yep.
So that's a full house.
Yep, he did.
And then I'll consolidate 3 inches into this fellow
And activate again. Yeah.
and do a. Oh no, I can't. I can't do a metal thing, can I? Because you turned off metal.
That was just with me, I think.
Or was that just Molasses?
That was just Molasses for being.
Assume all bad status effects happen to Molasses.
That was only because he was diseased by the plague monk, the plague priest.
Stunning poison. Got poison twice.
I forgot it was a bad unfair thing in the game caused by Olly, so it must have happened to Molasses.
Yep.
And everyone else.
I'm glad everyone else has come around my way.
Yeah, actually, I got a buff as well, just because I've been so unfairly treated. So using that, I will spend a metal and slam a sword into the altar.
Yeah, haven't you checked out the Soulbound balance data slate? A Stormcast got a buff because they're so underpowered.
Yeah, they're massively gimped at the moment. So yeah, all right. So it's 5 dice this time because it's not on the charge. But
yeah.
I do still get 2 focus, so that's a full house of 6 damage.
Yep. You managed to slice apart the remaining 4 sleeping plague monks.
Take that, rats! You rats!
Right, it's Molasses death test time.
Okay, what does that involve?
So I'm glad you're being so calm about this. So because it was caused by a serious wound, the DN is 4-2. Yeah.
And I'm rolling.
It's body. Is it body, mind, or soul? Whatever's highest.
Mind, please.
Yeah.
Daryl.
Can I use metal? Assume not.
It wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, because you're not rolling
Yeah.
a skill. Honestly, I can roll on channeling. That'd be great.
Yeah.
So 4-2, and if I don't get 2 4s, what does that mean?
It means next time it's a 5-2.
Oh, that's all right. Wait a minute.
But you probably will have been hit like.
Hey,
there you go. So you pass. You managed to cling to life.
Thank God.
You are no longer mortally wounded or stunned. Your toughness.
So does that?
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah. Sorry, you were saying all the things I was asked questions about. Please continue to.
Your toughness remains at 0, and your wound track is still full. So if you take further damage, you become mortally wounded again.
Groovy.
So you're like on the verge of being mortally wounded again, but.
Question: next time he's mortally wounded, and that's obviously I'm asking because it'll apply to me in any case. So now it was 4-2. Would it still be 4-2? Or would it be 5-2 immediately?
It will depend on what wound he takes, which puts him mortally wounded.
Cheap.
Right.
And is that my entire turn?
At the beginning of your next turn, you must take a death test. So I would say not.
Okay. Now, next question. Not stunned anymore, so that's fine.
Yes.
So, I will do a
sacrifice.
That's well.
On the sleeping plague bugs.
It's it's so annoying. No, it's because the blood sacrifice. It's a really fiddly spell. That's got a lot of weird things you've got to think. But I need to do it when a sentient creature dies. I can immediately spend a metal to cast a spell, but I wasn't able to when he died. So I was either stunned or down, so I can't really do it. So I can't.
Can you not just kill something yourself and then do it?
You can have to do it without casting without using metal, but it wouldn't be that. The point is, you want lots of stuff to die. This would have been a great point if I'd not been it's done, but that last moment where it killed it, that would have been a fantastic time to do it. You killed like 3 people, but it'd be the bonus from how many people. You get a bonus dice to a spell based on how many things have died, so it would have been amazing.
Is it how many things that have died in
since my
round?
last? Died this round. Yes, that's a good point. It is this round, so I could go and kill something, and then it would still count towards the round.
A lot
Very
of things
good
died
point.
this round.
Well,
Yeah.
exactly. So, I'm going to. Well, I'm pretty wounded, so I should I'm going to rush in there and stab everything. I'm going to. Is this how many? The swarm? Is it pretty battered, or is it still kind of?
There's 4 in this one, 6 in these 2, and there's this rat ogre who's fully healed, and he hasn't been made unconscious because he's in a separate zone.
Okay, I'm going to.
Just as a reminder, don't go too far away from me if you still want
I'm
to
not.
defend me.
That's why I'm looking at my long range spell which I've used. 1 damage. I think 4 damage. So I was 4-1. So could I get 4 enough points? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to cast an arcane bolt on this guy.
Okay.
I'm hoping it happens. Cast an arcane bolt.
Uh-huh.
Because when it's my metal, it will activate my my blood sacrifice.
Okay.
If he's dead. If he's dead. So it's all right. So I've got to get the kill, which is I don't know, is it possible? Might be possible. Let's have a look.
Should be easy to kill
4-1.
some rats.
Got to get 4 successes from this basically.
Yep.
Seems like it should be doable. Yeah, that's successful. 2. Yeah, 4 successes plus my 5. That's 5. Bam, bam, bam.
5 damage. Yep, you kill those 4 rats, sleeping nicely.
And Molasses roars with bloodthirsty fury of 1,000 suns and snickers and snarls to Marathi herself. And it was a blood ritual sacrifice. Those monsters went down. So how many creatures have died this round in this zone?
So a rat ogre,
Swarms are 1. So
plague sensor bearer, and then 2
How many
swarms. So 4. If swarms are 1, then 4.
Yeah. 4. Well, that's lovely. That is. Well, I'm going to. How big is a rat ogre? Large, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I will instead then. Oh yeah, I'm going to cast another arcane bolt actually. But I've got 4 extra dice on it, which is kind of nice. And this channels all of that horrible, foul, bloodthirsty anger into a massive arcane bolt directed at the big guy at the back there.
Nice.
So let us see. Here we go. So again, 1, 2, 3. So it says add 4 extra dice, so I should say plus 4 to when I cast a spell, right?
Yeah, I assume so.
Yeah, that's what it does. Lovely. Here we go. There we go. It's 4. Channeling bonus 4. Yeah. Oh, that's pathetic.
It's the same roll. Oh my god.
Look at those
Oh,
rolls!
no. Look at that.
Just
Unbelievable.
complete wipeout. It's not too bad. It's still 5. It's 5 damage.
5 damage.
It's not good. Problem is, I don't have that many devastating spells. It's a bit annoying that all it does is give you like a bonus to a spell.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what it is.
What? Something to spend your 20 XP on.
Well, exactly.
Is that your turn?
That's my turn. There were no non-combatants in here to panic, or they weren't unwilling non-combatants, were they?
No.
Okay.
They were very willing.
Good. Otherwise, Doom would have got up by 1.
Alright, so these plague monks are sleeping soundly, but the rat ogre is going to shoot defilement cannon into the zone which you're all sat in. So everybody roll me what was it, a 6-1 reflexes?
6-1. Seems like it should be so.
Hate reflexes.
Zuriel, you did pass these before. like 2 in a row.
2 in a row. I'm not feeling good about it happening again.
Jesus, Carrich. You got 4 6s on 5 dice.
Excuse me?
Oh my
Hey,
god.
you got any spare?
I genuinely cannot believe that.
Yes!
He's done
You
it
just-
again.
you just-
Really untouchable.
You just rolled as many 6s as I rolled 1s using my so powerful ability, which completely fucking 4 1s. 4 1.
Oh god, it's
Alright.
always the wrong way round, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, so Orixion, you take 2 damage, ignoring armor.
Is it ignoring armor?
Yes.
I assumed so. It being poison goop.
And him just saying you take 2 damage ignoring armor.
Goopity goop.
In this case, let's say that Molasses was hit. Would that mean that I was hit since I was defending Molasses?
I don't think so.
Okay.
You're being hit anyway, aren't they? So. Oh, you think if I'd been a hit, you'd take them? Is that what you do? You take the hit from the person?
So I thought maybe I'd be in front of you or something, but I don't know. I mean, I guess it makes sense that since it's a full zone.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
There aren't even words to describe how not hit Molasses just got.
Well, he's going to spend his metal. He's going to do it again.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, for God's sake.
Squirt,
Watch me
squirt,
get
squirt,
0
squirt,
6s
squirt,
now.
squirt, squirt, squirt. Die, heroes of Sigmar.
Okay, can we do it again?
Let's do it again.
I got 1, so well 2 if I use my focus. So that's good.
Yes.
Do it.
This is 4 in a row reflexes test. you
Hey!
On 3 dice is statistically improbable.
said. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very
I'm
good.
so,
honestly.
that 1 point of training I put into reflexes last time I leveled up has been pretty.
Reflexes is a good one. Clearly
Yeah,
overlooked skill.
It was that I've noticed it come up a lot. It's for everything. It's for there's so many traps and stuff. I think it's worth having at least something in it.
Yeah.
Reflexes.
Unbelievable bad rolls from Orixion. Both times.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Another 2 damage.
It just isn't just.
And then it's his Carrick's turn.
Good. So, right now, defense is still very high. It's superb. So I will charge at... Can I charge at the Rat Ogre from here? Or do I have to fight these swarms in front of me?
Well, they are asleep, so you could probably just charge through them.
Just want to clarify that they're not asleep. Their unworthy souls have been blasted from their bodies.
That's what happens when I sleep.
Brother.
Actually,
Right.
Because if I leave, I can't really defend anyone here then.
No.
Yeah, no. Someone else has to take care of him.
What's the best
I'll-
defense if not killing the Rat Ogre is dead?
Yeah, because he's hurting everyone, so I kind of want to get rid of him. But at the same time, Molasses is on the brink of death as well.
I think we're okay with the swarms. I think.
He's initiative
You
2,
sure?
so everybody will get to act before the Rat
Okay,
Ogre.
then in that case, yeah. Okay.
Engage. Go for it. I've got these 2 chunky boys next to me. I'll be alright. I've got a couple of meat shields back here. It's fine.
How would Carrich say, stop, it's hammer time?
He wouldn't.
Oh,
Boo.
I need to put some XP into that.
Stop it.
Quips and pop culture references.
See, that was COVID karma.
Right. So I'm going to be charging at the Rat Ogre,
Yep.
which will reduce my defense from superb to great, and start hitting it.
Gutted.
Your defense is good now,
Yes.
so that means that I hit on 4s, which is not great. Should I use my Battle Rage? I will use my Battle Rage to decrease my defense by 1 step, putting it at good, and increase my melee by 1 step, putting it at great,
Cool.
so I can still hit on trees.
Cool.
And it's a good thing I did that because I can use my focus on that too, and that's 4 successes. With 2 extra damage, that's 6 damage.
Down to 4.
Oh wait, I need one more die because I used
Charged.
Charge, yeah.
Nah,
Never mind.
charge. Casual.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Casual step.
You stepped
So yeah,
you slipped
that's
on
6 damage.
a rat. Yep, cool. You attacking again?
Yes, metal. Obviously no charge this time, but we'll attack again. Still have my melee at great. Okay, that's 4 successes again, so that's 6 more damage.
That's 4.
And that's the end of my turn.
Alright, he's still up and kicking. It's Zuriel's turn.
Zuriel's fist crackles with lightning as he charges in and unleashes a thunderous strike with his bare hands.
Nice.
Buffs that up to a 2 successes, so that is 3 damage ignoring armor.
Nice.
And take a 4-2 soul test to resist the stunned condition.
Yeah, you can't pass that.
So he's stunned.
Yeah.
And then he's going to do it again. Thunder, the thunderous 1-2 they call it back in the storm hold. Same again. Can't buff another success out of that. So another 3 damage, ignoring armor.
Lightning punch the rat ogre off the side of Spireroot.
Ah, that's probably the coolest thing Zuriel's done yet.
Nice.
I really wanted it to die to that.
And then Orixion and Molasses.
Yeah, go on, Molasses.
There's six monks in each swarm.
I go and run behind Carrich. Just scamper there. Unashamedly. She has no shame. It's fine. She knows what's happening. It's all good. Yeah. Bloody, he's not going to +2 it down. I was going for the crowd of asphyxiation again. And let's overcast this bad boy this time, shall we? With a bit
Get him in there, sleep. Classic Molasses move.
Do you want damage? So let's go for done with the training. They're still sleepy. We're going to gas them while they're sleepy. Here we go.
Even against Skaven, this is borderline immoral.
Right, that's 4 successes, so they both take 4 damage. And the defense is lowered a step.
They're swarms, so it counts as double.
Nice.
So they are asphyxiated in their sleep.
Revenge, yeah.
Nice.
Lying in their puddles of defilement.
Yeah. No.
Right, so you hasten to the tunnel.
I swig a skipper's salve.
Swig it.
In the meantime, could I use any aqua, whatever it's called, to regain health?
Yes. Yeah.
I think I only have like 7 left.
6. That's much better roll toughness. There you go.
There you go.
I've got 6 left. That's something.
Oh, bugger. What was it?
Does it also remove wounds? I don't think so, right?
No.
Yes, it's Aki G all round as everyone stops for a Gatorade.
Yeah.
Yeah, defo.
That's some
That's
punchy
you?
hiccups.
I think.
How much do you get back? Again? Did I
1
just
point
miss
of toughness per drop.
Very well. 4 drops it is. Leaving me with a mere 64 drops remaining.
So who's
Yeah, why did I-
what order are you going down in?
Oh, always.
Richard always at the front.
Yeah.
What?
Richard's always at the front.
Who's
Richie Bonn.
Richard?
Daswold.
Yes, I was.
Please.
Yeah, Richard.
Yes, but who's
Ricky.
Richard?
I'll go last, but first I'll take a quick dip in this waterfall. Looks very refreshing.
It's full of defoliant.
Oh shit!
That is a deadly hazard. You take 5 damage, ignoring armor.
Oh fuck! I should use my spell.
And I did mention that, so I don't feel
I
bad.
know.
This is the difference between
know
Olly and
I
me.
was
Because
joking.
if someone in my game did that, I would immediately actually have them pay for that.
I heard when you said it. That was part of the gag.
It was still up on it. It was still up on it.
What's up about it? You'll have to toss me.
Right, so you make it down into the depths of Spireroot.
Wait, what?
Oh, battle!
Is that actually something on your head? I thought your head was just shiny.
No, I got my Ellis gave me some gold stars today.
Yeah, I thought it was just shiny.
No, it was hugging day today, and I got stars for giving good hugs. So,
Aw,
and
done.
very wholesome.
So the Skaven have actually, somebody roll me a 3d6 and see if you can actually roll low this time. Although it's +7. So yeah, that was a good roll. So they managed to
Daz.
so the Skaven have managed to come in here and kill the resting Sylvaneth, who are asleep. And
There's not. I mean, I
We
always
did.
want to say it. There's not many Skaven down here, but
yeah, so they've it's just what's her face? Sorrow Branch is defending the soul pods, which is essentially the stuff they take from inside the Sylvaneth, which contains all their memories.
Right.
So the next step would be the Skaven kill that, which pretty much destroys the Sylvaneth's presence here. But Sorrow Branch has managed to fend off. They managed to kill one of the rat ogres and one of the swarms. So it's just these 3 swarms left, and the Plague Priest.
Branch, big boss.
and where is she?
Where is she? Can she help us fight for us? Can she fight for us, please?
No, just checking where she is if she needs saving.
She just killed a rat ogre for you off screen.
Are Skaven actually this strong, like in actual lore and stories and everything? I actually, because when I played Vermintide, they felt weak.
Their thing is just the numbers, right? They just
Yeah.
swarm.
Like they're doing a lot of damage.
That's a long, right?
Well, they've got the rat ogres. The Plague Priest is pretty good.
Yeah, their magic use is pretty powerful.
And they're using the
I'm
Defoliant
genuinely
against-
surprised.
Well, they're using the Defoliant against Silver, aren't they, as well? So they've got the fucking.
Yeah, it's only the
Also
branch
the-
witches that are that good at
the,
fighting as well.
The Skaven that you face in Vermintide are mostly clan rats, which are like the lowest and
Yeah.
weakest, most piddly enemies, whereas we're fighting plague monks, which are actually sort of among the elite.
Okay, good to know.
They've got like Nurgle blessings, don't they? So they're tougher and stuff.
Or,
Good to know.
actually, stop Nurgle. It is Nurgle.
Right, Zuriel.
Oh, it's Zuriel. Yes. Zuriel will immediately move to sort of. I don't know if he can tell this or not from when he's just arrived, but perhaps he sees Sorrow Branch and heads that way, sees her defending this area, and heads over here.
Yeah. Let's say she's like dueling the Plague Priest. That's coolest, I think.
Oh, in that case, he goes straight in to help fight
Yeah.
the Plague Priest because
Nice.
he doesn't care too much about plague rats. He dives in here and immediately cracks out his thunder gauntlets once again.
Nice.
Bish bash, bosh. Yep, same again. 3 damage, ignoring armor, stunned unless you can resist on a 4/2 soul determination.
Well, they've got 6 souls, so I'll take my chances. Yeah, loves it.
Loves it. Well, how about you love it again? This time I'm going to use a point of metal to buff to crank up the power fists. And it's worse. Oh wait, no, it's not worse. Jesus, it's a lot better. Holy shit.
That is a lot of 5s and 6s.
2, 3, 4. That's 7 damage ignoring armor then, and resist that.
You fucking killed the plague priest.
Nice.
Fucking hell, what a roll.
What a 1-2. That was the 1-2 that you're famous for on Azir.
It's all in the second punch apparently. That's what he says down the storm pub.
Yeah, the first one was to get him into position, to get him to like faint away, and then you just straight into your hook. God,
Zuriel is actually perhaps going to turn into some sort of meta, like Thunder Boxer.
Yeah,
Sick. Cool. Well, he just splatters everywhere under the fist of Sigmar's rage.
Nice. Sorry,
probably. I think Zuriel probably at this point is perhaps descending into that famed Celestial Vindicator's rage, as he's thrown caution to the wind and is just battering enemies with his bare hands.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Sorry, Branch is like, doesn't have a facial expressions like C-3PO, but you can imagine her looking happy with her sad wooden face. Initiative 4, chaps.
I mean, what to do?
So, I think Orixion might immediately charge off to the right to clear out this corridor. Given that Zuriel and Carrich seem to have this crowd here locked down. So yeah, well he'll sort of like zoom fly charge into these rats.
Fly charge.
Fly charge.
Yeah, and there's also like Dryad, and there's one like Kernoth Hunter left, and they're probably fighting this swarm here near the Soul Pod Grove. But yes, and this waterfall is unfortunately where all the defilement has come down, but these rats are loving it.
Oh,
Hey-o.
Oh, that's the big 8 damage.
Kill 8 Skaven on the charge.
Yes.
Smash
and then
Captain.
The metal follow up.
Oof. Just like just flying through this corridor, just like cutting and slicing everything. Like a Darth Vader scene.
I'm very much Rogue One end of. The star blade is spinning in the weird bioluminescence of the fucking tree house is kind of like shining off the blade as it spins faster than you can really follow the tip.
Nice.
There's bits of rat everywhere.
Maybe it's reflecting the light from the lantern as well.
Yes,
Cool.
cheap. We've opened up the lantern just to kind of infuse the area with a bit of Sigmar vibes. You know?
Yeah. Well, as the plague priest was utterly obliterated in the face, the other plague rats are not really feeling it. You know, they're really not feeling like they're going to win this one. So I think that one's like trying to run and try and reach to like escape into you, but it's not.
Lack of opportunity.
It's not his turn yet. Molasses.
I'll just go for a little stabby.
Okay.
Don't worry, I got a hit and run skill. I can step back out of combat. Don't worry.
Take 3 mortal wounds
Oh,
for
for
standing
fuck's
on
sakes.
a thorny branch.
Shaped like a
you
rake.
idiot.
It just flips up and hits you in the head. You fool! You moved. I'm just going to classic stabby stabs because
Do it.
Then I'm going to be shadow leaping about 4 feet to my left. It seems a bit unrealistic. Do it. Stabby stabs. Was there What we got? What's the defense? What's happening there?
It's poor.
Poor.
This is clean up duty now.
Great. Well, I'll double that. Use metal to double that training. Go 5. Oh, lovely. 7 little wounds there.
You kill 7 plague rats.
And I use my hit run skill to step away into adjacent zone. Fuck you, man.
You can probably attack again with metal.
I use my metal to buff my success. So.
Oh, fine.
But thank you very much. Very kind of you to.
Right. Yeah, these plague rats are not going to do anything. I think they just like the ones running towards you, Orixion, are like doing the sort of the fear pleading, you know, trying to like plead to let them escape, and then they'll lead you back to their master. Usyk, we will take you to him. You should kill him. Yes.
I yell back. He's already dead, mate. I got his head. I just hold it up. I took his head. I didn't do that.
Strong. Flee.
Carrich then.
Right, then, I mean, my defense is normal right now. Well, it's good, but I will decrease it by 2 steps, increase my whatever by 2 steps. Not that it makes a difference here, but I'm just going to do it anyway. And start bashing.
For the look. Yep, they're dead. They're like fighting these dryads, and there's Colonel Hunter swinging with his giant sword, and then you just come in and start, pinpointing the remaining live rats, the ones that are still twitching. And
so
then,
that's 1 metal. Would I be able to push past Molasses and Orixion?
Yeah.
Then same thing will happen here.
I doubt they're blocking your way intentionally.
So if that's the case, actually I'll use my metal to charge in.
Yep.
In that case.
Extra
Gives me an extra die for my attack.
Yep.
So that's 8 damage.
That's 8 dead rats. I will just say that the rest are so sort of like got driven mad with fear as they try and claw on top of each other to get past you and to get away. In the crushing melee, they're just all dead. Nice. You managed to just in time save Spireroot.
It does feel like it happened just in time, honestly.
Yeah.
And barely.
Yeah.
And barely.
I didn't even make that happen. That's literally what happened. So, as we have 7 minutes left, in terms of the aftermath, Sorrow Branch thanks you for making sure the Soul Pod Grove remains undefiled, as that would have meant that all of the Sylvaneth here would have been for nothing. Like all the ones who had lived here would have been utterly erased. And she actually gives you a gift. A necklace made of hard bulbs that bloom into a vibrant chain of iridescent flowers when worn. When the flowers are in bloom,
No, thank you.
you can use the Verdant Growth Miracle. After one used, the flowers wilt and return to the bulb state for 1 day. So it's like a daily miracle you can use.
That's
do you have anything that's more like dead flowers? Sounds a bit colourful and happy to me.
That's a bit. That's not nice to say when it's like you can see dead flowers all around you because a lot of people are dead right now.
Yeah.
At least like potpourri or something that's already off the branch. Maybe. At least something that's dead. Maybe.
Hey, that's a pretty cool miracle.
What does it do?
You infuse the earth with the essence of life, causing plants in an area to grow and bloom. This can be used to bolster crops and revitalize land tainted by chaos. You can also choose to shape the growth into simple structures, such as growing winding roots and vines into a ladder or small bridge, or creating cover for you and your allies.
Oh, so like,
cool.
you're just Groot then.
Yeah, in combat these simple structures can form bridges between zones, or can be used to give a zone the cover trait.
Ooh.
So so do you all have one, or is it just one person who has it?
Just the one that's fact, right? So
Yeah, it's just one.
Who wants it?
Not me, man.
I think
Yeah.
it suits the wizard.
Yeah, makes sense.
I don't know. I feel like Carrich, he quite like nature and happy and...
I reckon Zuriel quite fancies it. He's come here to redeem himself somewhat, and I think this is a nice marker, like a sort of a token of redemption on his path to doing more saving.
Yeah.
Did the right thing.
So like, Zuriel, since we're mates and everything, like, how would you feel about using it upstairs where we were supposed to save him but failed to, and actually help them bloom again?
Yeah, feel pretty good about that.
Yeah.
Zuriel will be like, thanks for the necklace. Let me just go sort your rooftop garden out.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Strawberry Daiquiri.
Unfortunately, it's. I think it's beyond the power of the necklace to cure the whole of Spireroot.
How about that?
But in the after you leave, in the next days, the Anvil Guard set up like a cordon around the area to make sure that people don't go into the towers and stuff, to make sure all the Skaven are fully gotten rid of. You notice over time a huge sort of wooden cover goes over the top of Spireroot. And Talari Mistborn, who you left her somewhere safe throughout this adventure, I'm sure. She tells you that they're preparing to leave Anvilgard for good, so they're going through the preparations now to leave, as they feel that they no longer can carry out their mission. Which of course is devastating for her.
That is understandable.
But yeah.
I feel like it's kind of our fault. We could have prevented that, but...
Yep, 0 XP. No. So you do get some XP. I'm happy to know.
Woo! I mean, we did save 3, more or less.
Yeah,
Saved
yeah.
the pot.
We saved the babies.
Yeah.
We saved something.
Yeah, so
Nothing would have been saved without us.
for completing the adventure is 1 XP. For keeping Talari Mistbloom alive, it's 1 XP. For interrogating Snicket, Rottooth, Krell, Guttershank, or Seek Smolderhide, which you did, as 1 XP. And for stopping the defilement before it reaches the Soul Pod Grove, 1 XP. So it's 4 in total.
Okay, I'll take it.
And I completed my short-term objective.
You did
Oh,
do a
nice.
blood sacrifice.
I did. Just.
I forgot to do my short-term goal, which I had a perfect chance to do. So good.
What was it again?
Well, it's to use the
To see the future, yeah.
to use the glimpse at an important moment, like to do
Yes.
something like critical. And I was like, as soon as that fucking rat died, I was like,
The Plague Priest.
could have
you
used it to kill the rat. Yeah, plague priest.
mean?
Yeah.
Nah.
Alas.
Alas,
Yeah, we actually did most of the things that we could do, whereas the last one, we
You
despite
did all
that
of it,
massive,
yeah.
massive quest, we only did like literally a third of what it was, so we did a lot better this time as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And do we get 20 XP as well for this Doom thing, or is that
That
actually
is
a bit mad?
so. That is an endeavour. So next
Okay.
time we can do some endeavours.
Right.
But read it carefully. Read it carefully what it says, because it's not just buy 20 XP. You do actually have to do some real, like, serious.
Oh god.
Like, this is the bit where Thor, you know, are you Thor, god of hammers? It's that moment, yeah.
I've got to power up. Got to
Yeah.
step it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
well,
so torn on that thing, right? Because it's kind of like mechanically, absolutely no reason to not take it. Yeah, 20 XP, great.
Yeah,
But character-wise, story-wise, I just can't. I can't make it work or think it.
yeah, the other thing is because the Doom going up has always been just so kind of like, oh, it's just gone up in the middle of like a, like you just doing something and suddenly, oh, it's gone up. I'm like, what? Like, but I mean, to be honest, the way I would say it, we fucked up some shit. It's not gone well. A lot of the stuff we went to the magma thing, tried to save the talisman that actually pissed everyone off and bring it back. That went pretty badly. The tree was pretty much completely wrecked. We just about saved the day. We've not been doing well, so I quite like the kind of element, maybe like taking that moment to stop and maybe try and figure our shit out.
Well, you've got two missions left. Maybe we say it's saved for the last endeavour downtime then.
See, in my case, it's actually, my concern is actually the opposite of Milo's, because story-wise, it actually makes sense given everything, how everything transpired and how everything evolved. But do I want? But so you said we only have 2 missions left, right? So I guess it wouldn't be so bad if I don't get any more XP. So maybe it does make sense for me to do that.
Well, that's what you're worried about. Again, we'd only get another 1 XP drop worth, and again, it'd be mostly like 6 or 7. And also, Doom going up makes the enemies look tough, right, as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is really just to balance that.
I'm sort of like just the actual wording of it is like, your last resort, you perform forbidden rituals to augment your arcane might. Seeking out raw power that you probably can't control, or finding cursed weapons. And I'm like, that's not just like, hey guys, that didn't go well. Let's have a think about how we can be better next time. That's like.
But maybe this is the moment for Zuriel to break a little bit, because it's not going terribly well. So maybe he does need to step out of his Boy Scout persona and actually kind of.
Well, I mean, for Zuriel specifically, it just cannot fit because he has been sent here because he has lost control of his power, and he's been sent here to do better. Like that's his sort of background.
So it actually really does.
This is completely, in terms of this wording, it cannot work for him.
Unless he does it again.
It's 20 XP points.
This is a really important debate, and any one of us might wish to do this. I'm painfully desperate for the toilet at this point, so I might bow out and say thanks.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Well, we've got all week to talk about it.
I think there's a lot of wiggle room. I think it's just interpret it.
See you all for fun again soon. Love you.
Bye. Bye.
The wiggle room is you can justify anything if you want it.
Yeah.
And the wording doesn't say you can't, but
But given what you said about Zuriel being sent here because you lost control of your power and everything, it makes a lot of sense if in such a desperate situation where everything is going wrong, you decide to resort back to your old self, basically.
And you've got 2 missions left to kind of then rehabilitate from that point.
So forget that. That's meta as fuck.
A little bit, but it's still.
This is the thing. It's too meta. I think as an endeavor, it's too meta.
Well, I would look at it.
It's like, do you want 20 XP? More XP than you will be able to acquire? Yes.
I think. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think just look at desperate measures and kind of ignore the rest of it. Because I know what you mean. You don't like elfin rituals and raw power, but what would Zuriel do in this place if desperate to be able to proceed and actually save the day?
I suppose it's quite situational though, because I think desperate measures. This is again, it's purely how it's written. This is a calculated action because the situation has gotten so bad.
It's like a sacrifice, isn't it? It's like a
I don't think so. There's been a terrible attack on Spireroot, somewhere we were supposed to protect, but would that drive anyone in this party to be like, right, that's it, I'm going to go summon the dark gods for help?
Yeah.
Not that
there was an attack on the city. We fought it off. There were some serious casualties. Does anyone in this party now go, yeah, you know what? I need to do blood sacrifices to power up? Or is this really a bad day at the office for a crack
Well,
special team of Sigmar's chosen.
My two counterpoints would be one: it's not just about the tree. It's again about all Doom has been ticking away for a few missions now, so we've had a few bad days, I'd say, for a start, including one where you were supposed to go and literally with a storm brought quite personal to Zuriel, and that didn't really go well, or it kind of did, but also we were lambasted for what happened there. And the second point would be, again, I would just ignore the whole blood ritual thing. I think just because actually the counters of Molasses, actually, because that stuff sounds really great, but actually this shouldn't be good for your character to do to get the XP. So in fact, Molasses wouldn't do blood sacrifices and all that stuff. I actually quite enjoy that. There's no sacrifice or gain there. There's no trade-off, exactly. Yeah. So Molasses, desperate measures, she'll buy sacrifice for her to do what's actually not. Basically, doing something out of character to kind of amp up. Anyways, I guess what would be helpful, Ollie, to know what is a kind of our vibe on the kind of ongoing story. I guess the really ongoing thing is still saving Ambleguard from Napoleon and figuring out what the corrupt parties and who's the big bad. And I guess
I think by the end of next mission, you will feel like, especially with the Doom being where it is now, I feel like by end of next mission, you will feel like the stakes are very high. And also because, I mean, it's trickier for Stormcast because their whole thing is that they die and they come back and they fight again. So really, nothing is.
Stakes up.
There's no big sacrifice that they can actually do. So getting 20 XP on top of that does seem a bit funny, but
part of the fun of it, they'll figure it out.
It's like whatever you want your character's story to be, really. Like by the time it ends.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was going to say, because as we mentioned earlier, my long-term goal now is to actually regain balance because of all the shit that Carrich has gone through and he's lost control. So now I literally have to decide whether I want to be able to get my long-term goal or to succumb to the imbalance that he's feeling and take this.
Yeah, I feel like
interesting.
I feel like the desperate measures is like the bad ending almost.
Yeah,
evil ending.
This is a very interesting position to be in. I literally have to pick one or the other.
You do the thing you really don't want to do because you have to, or you resist and you don't take the extra XP and you do properly.
That is, I genuinely, I don't know. I actually have to think about this because it would 100% change my ending.
It's like, do you turn into a chaos spawn or not?
But also, again, I know it's a meta, but it's actually quite a nice time to do it because there is quite a chunk of campaign to at least kind of like make the decision now, and then still have quite a lot of gameplay left to kind of at least work, either develop that further or work back from it. Whether this happened like with the last mission, not enough time to wiggle around. At least if you do this now, there's still a good chunk of time to at least either come back from it or lean into it. I think it's quite a decent time for it to happen, and I think actually it opens quite a nice.
Yeah, I think getting 7 Doom, I think is takes a while, doesn't it? I imagine in a homebrew campaign, so it means that stuff is really, and you'll see in the next 2 missions, like stuff is really going down in Ambleguard now. So
you said that if we decide to take this endeavor, it will have to wait until after the next mission, right?
I think so. I think that's the only way it'll work. I think I agree with Milo, sort of narratively. Unless maybe if you were like Sylvaneth, it would be different, but
yeah. So in that case, I'll hold my decision until whatever happens in the next mission, because what happens in the next mission will literally decide.
Okay.
So if we fail next mission, guys, you've basically chosen my bad ending for me.